does it make sense to actually allocate a budget like you would for user acquisition,
Right.
specifically designed to pay for the retention
Mm.
by paying for the compute to support it?
So, Josh, I really appreciate the sophistication of the thinking there. I'm wondering, how do you balance discovery versus optimization? Because my approach at the time was one of the reasons it cost so much when we first started was I was like, look, we're just prototyping, we're just playtesting. If it costs me, $200 per playtest and we run like 5 or 6 of them, it's the cost of doing business to explore the new frontiers. But there does come a point when you want to say, all right, now I need to start paying attention to cost. So do how do you know when, like, how do you as a team determine when to flip that? And by having this dashboard, are you concerned at all that, like, you might have designers who are overly cost conscious and therefore don't explore potential engagement opportunities because they're like, oh, I don't know if the ROI is going to be there?
I think you're making a lot of sense, actually. Designers don't really care how much money they spend
Okay.
to create an amazing user experience, and they'll fight you for that. And that makes perfect sense. They should. Their job is to make something amazing that people love to play. Just because we can't afford it doesn't mean we can't always find a way to afford it. Look at your point example. You
Right.
started off with something that cost a lot to something, and you reduced that cost by a factor of 20, was it?
Yeah.
Or 3 orders of magnitude.
Yeah. I do think there is a lot of innovation right now that is being held back by costs.
Yeah.
Like, I've talked to studios, large AAA studios and technology providers who point out that, like, everybody's playing with stuff and everybody's exploring, but there are many who are sitting on the sidelines a bit, waiting for those costs to go down, because it's hard to spin up a team and allocate the capital and the budget to spin up a team and say, go make an AI native game, when right now, if you said, and how do we make money off of it?
And I think so obviously this is problematic for every studio, but it's particularly bad for indie developers or just people who are like not even well funded, right? I keep thinking of like the Flash era of how the ability to create a simple game, putting it out there and see how people reacted, allowed for a lot of experimentation that I think is very censored right now.